feel like everybody was looking at me like, okay, you're being extra for getting that mold inspection. And then when we got the results back, they were like, good call.
Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica if you're new here. I wanted to give a quick little life update. My last vlog was a moving vlog. I let everyone know that I was moving to Atlanta. I was packing up my house, going to last minute appointments, and I was mostly showing me packing up my closet room because that was such a project. I left off that vlog a couple days before we actually moved, so I wanted to give a quick little update on what we've been doing since then. Also, shortly before we left, I did have a nose procedure done, so my next video will be talking all about that, so make sure you're subscribed. So we are finally here in Atlanta. We've been here for a couple of weeks now, and I just have not been able to film anything because I have been very much in this like in between unsure state. It is really weird moving to a different state because my brain's not processing that I'm actually living here and I'm not going back. Also, we are staying with my parents while we are house hunting. House hunting has not been easy so far. It has been a little bit stressful. Haven't been that many houses that have popped up in the last month or so that we actually really liked. There have been a couple that we liked and decided to put offers on, but it just didn't work out. It has been super cold the majority of the time that we have been here, and it even snowed for the first time since like 2014, I want to say. I was not prepared to see snow a couple days after I got here, so that was definitely interesting. My dog was able to see snow for the first time. I'm gonna insert that video here. It was so cute. I just wanted to cry. Go, Resty. Come on. Since it's been kind of cold and I've also just been in this like in between unsettled state, kind of feeling a little bit displaced, I haven't been able to film much. I also haven't been really doing a lot because our first priority is house hunting and I'm not sure I can film that. But also we just haven't been able to go out and do a whole lot. So I'm hoping I can get back in the swing of things very soon. I know it sounds silly, but having my closet room was like really my source of inspiration. I feel like I just walked in there and I was like, oh, let me talk about this, let me talk about this, let me film this. And I just haven't had that. So I'm hoping I can get back in the swing of things soon, but I am very grateful to be here. We are staying with my parents. Pretty much all of my things are still in boxes. My parents have a huge basement. It's a finished basement. It's actually a little bit bigger than my house was in Tampa. So all of our furniture fits there and we have all of our boxes there in the storage closet. Pretty much all of my things are still in boxes. My clothes, shoes, I mean like kitchen stuff, just pretty much everything. We are just living like off of the necessities that we have out, but I have faith that we're gonna find something soon and I'm gonna get back to my normal routine and just kind of get more settled. But yeah, I'm very grateful to be here and stay here with my parents. We are very fortunate. We're gonna cross our fingers that we find something soon. Hi, my love. Come on. We were so close to buying a house with mold in it. I had to come on here and talk about this because I feel like not a lot of people think about mold inspections when they're buying a home, but I just knew that a mold inspection was so necessary for whatever house we were putting an offer on. Just for some context, a few days after I filmed that, we found a house on Zillow that we really liked. So we went to go see it that same day it came on the market and we loved it. It was clean. It was newly remodeled. I mean, it was beautiful, looked brand new. It was in an area that we loved and really wanted to be in. So we decided right then, that same day, that we were going to put an offer on it. The houses go so quick here, so you really have to move fast. So we put an offer on the house and then we immediately started scheduling the inspections because we only had 7 days to get everything done and like make the final decision. So we scheduled the general inspection as well as a mold inspection. And like I said, people don't really do mold inspections
inspections that often, but I think it is so important. Oh my God, my hair is so frizzy. So I go over to the house the day of the inspection and they're doing the general inspection and then the mold inspection. So I get there and the guy's like, okay, well, the structure of the house is good, but there's a problem with the piping. It's like this type of piping that they used to use in the 90s. He said that piping was really prone to bursting. That's why they don't use it anymore. And then on top of that, not a lot of insurance companies are willing to insure your home if you have that kind of piping. So we were like, absolutely not. That needs to be replaced. And then there was also some other things wrong with the house. Like one of the AC units was way too old. There was like 4 main things that needed to be fixed, as well as like little things around the house. And then he said that there didn't appear to be any visible signs of mold. But what they do is they take an air sample and a surface sample, and it takes like 24 hours to get the results of that. So he was like, there doesn't appear to be any visual signs of mold anywhere, but that we would just confirm it with the air sample and the surface sample in 2 days. During those 2 days, we were kind of figuring out a solution for the piping. We had kind of accepted the fact that it was something we were probably going to have to pay to get replaced. We just thought all in all, it was still going to be worth our time and money for the things that we were going to replace. And then the day before everything would have been final, the mold inspector reached out to us and he was like, hey, can you give me a call? Just got the mold inspection back and it doesn't look good. And immediately I was like, yeah, this is a no-go for me. So we give him a call and he just kind of explains to us that, you know, every older house will probably come back with like slightly acceptable levels of mold, which still makes me uneasy. But he said that the levels of mold in this house were like in the red, elevated, like not safe. And this is literally one of my worst fears. I know it might sound silly or random, but I have just seen too many videos of people who are really sick from mold illness, kind of similar to the symptoms of breast implant illness. But I've just seen so many videos of people who are just so sick, they're feeling like they're dying and their doctors have no idea what's wrong until they rule everything out. And then they're like, oh, you know, you need to test your house for mold, and years go by of just not getting answers. And I am absolutely not willing to put myself in that position. He did say, you know, if you want to get the mold remediated, you could get somebody out. But from what it looks like is that it's coming from inside the walls. So that is just like an absolute no for me. Like, no, not even gonna try to fix that problem. We immediately like terminated the contract. We are kind of sad because we did really like the house, but it just wasn't meant to be. Like, if that many things come back wrong with the house and there's mold on top of that, I know that it's just not meant to be for us. The crazy part is that the house is like completely remodeled. It looked so clean. It was beautiful. It didn't smell at all. Like, and that's one of the things that I'm big on. Like, as soon as I walk into a house that we're looking at, I'm like smelling every room, seeing if anything smells weird. So please, I am sharing all of this with you so that if anybody watching is in the home buying process, specifically buying like an older home, please do a mold inspection if you can. It will save you. It is expensive. It was another $500 on top of the general inspection, which was $500, but it will save you your health. It will save you medical bills, just time and energy spent on living in a house with mold. I know somebody who is living in a house with mold and they are miserable. They have tried to treat it and it is just not going away. And like, that is just not a position I think anybody would want to be in. And it's so funny because I feel like everybody was looking at me like, okay, you're being extra for getting that mold inspection. And then when we got the results back, they were like, good call. Especially for the people who have allergies, have asthma. Like me, I have allergies and asthma. If you're already dealing with an illness, like, it is so worth it to just get ahead on that. Like, I have other issues that I have to deal with, and I'm just so glad that we dodged that bullet. And even if you think there are no visual signs of mold, it looks clean, like there can't possibly be mold here, get it done, because the air sample and the surface sample can tell you what's there. And just like this house that we were about to buy, there were no visual signs of mold. So this mold inspection really saved us. So the house hunting continues. I am just really hoping some more things pop up on the market. It has just been very slow and the quality of these houses just have not been good. So Fingers crossed.
One thing about Georgia is there is so much beautiful scenery. There are so many hills, which I am not used to because Florida is so flat. For example, we are on the middle floor of my parents' house, not even the top floor. And this is the backyard. Like, it is so steep. A lot of the houses are built on hills here. Just so different from Florida.